Okay. Good morning. My name is Pat Lichtman, and I serve as trustee on your DuPage UU Church Board. We want to welcome everyone this morning to our open and inclusive virtual community. As Unitarian Universalists, we hold that there are many spiritual paths to truth and meaning, and pledge to support one another as we explore these paths. We are so glad you were able to find us and join us for our live-streamed service today. Please check the church website at www.dupageuchurch.org for updates. If you search under DuPage UU Church on Facebook, you will find a number of ways to be in community with us as well. Social time announcement. Today and each Sunday, join us for our Zoom social time following the service from 11:30 to 12. Socialize with friends, old and new, and ponder a question from Reverend Connie as we break into small groups. We hope to see you there. The Zoom link can be found on the Members tab on our website, the order of service, and in the weekly email.
When the Six Nations Museum asked Native Americans if their families celebrate Thanksgiving, a friend from the Crow Agency in Montana spoke for many Native people when she said, "My dad used to say, we give thanks every day." The Haudenosaunee nations, the Seneca, Cayuga, Onondaga, Oneida, Mohawk, and Tuscarora, traditionally open and close every important gathering with a version of these thanks. This text is based on a translation published in 1993 by the Six Nations Indian Museum.
Today we have gathered. We've been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now we bring our minds together as one, as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. Now our minds are one.
We are thankful to our mother, the earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk about upon her. It gives us joy that she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. To our mother, we send greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one.
We give thanks to all the waters of the world for quenching our thirst, providing us with strength. Water is life. We can now use its power as many forms: waterfalls and rains, mists and streams, rivers and oceans. With one mind, we sing greetings and thanks to the spirit of the water. Now our minds are one.
We turn our minds to all the fish in the water. They were instructed to cleanse and purify the water. They also give themselves to us as food. We are grateful that we can still find pure water. So we turn now to the fish and send them our greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one.
Now we turn towards the vast fields of plant life, as far as the eye can see. Plants grow, working many wonders. They sustain many life forms. With our minds gathered together, we give thanks and look forward to seeing plant life for many generations to come. Now our minds are one.
With one mind, we turn to honor and thank all the food plants we harvest from the garden. Since the beginning of time, the grains, vegetables, beans, and berries have helped the people survive. Many other living things, too, draw strength from them. We gather all the plant foods together as one and send them a greeting of thanks. Now our minds are one.
We turn to all the medicinal herbs of the world. From the beginning, they are instructed to take away sickness. We are happy they are still among us, those who remember how to use these plants for healing. With one mind, we sing greetings and thanks to the medicine of the keepers of medicine. Now our minds are one.
We gather our minds together to send greetings and thanks to all the animals in the world. They have many things to teach us as people. We are honored by them when they give up their lives so we may use their bodies as food for our people. We see them near our homes and in the deep forests. We are glad they are still here, and we hope that it will always be so. Now our minds are one.
We now turn our thoughts to the trees. The earth has many families of trees, who all have their own instructions and uses. Some provide us with shelter and shade, others with fruit, beauty, and other useful things. Many people of the world use a tree as a symbol of peace and strength. With one mind we greet and thank the tree life. Now our minds are one.
We put our minds together as one and thank all the birds who fly about over our heads. The Creator gave them beautiful songs. Each day they remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle was chosen to be their leader. To all the birds, from the smallest to the largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one.
We are thankful to all the powers we know as the four winds. We hear their voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air we breathe. They help us bring the change of seasons. From the four directions they come, bringing us messages and giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the four winds. Now our minds are one.
Now we turn to the west, where our grandfathers, the thunder beings, live. With lightning and thundering voices, they bring with them the water that renews life. We are thankful that they keep evil underground. We bring our minds together as one to send greetings and thanks to our grandfathers, the thunderers. Now our minds are one.
We now send greetings and thanks to our eldest brother, the sun. Each day, without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing the light of the new day. He has the source of all the fires of life. With one mind, we sing greetings and thanks to our brother, the sun. Now our minds are one.
We put our minds together to give thanks to our oldest grandmother, the moon, who lights the night sky. She is the leader of women all over the world, and she governs the movement of the ocean tides. By her changing face, we measure time, and it is the moon who watches over the arrival of children on earth. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our grandmother, the moon. Now our minds are one.
We give thanks to the stars who are spread across the sky like jewelry. We see them every night, helping the moon light the darkness and bringing dew to the gardens and growing things. When we travel the night, they guide us home. With our minds gathered together as one, as we send greetings to thanks to the stars. Now our minds are one.
We gather our minds to greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come to help throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to these caring teachers. Now our minds are one.
Now we turn our thoughts to the Creator and send greetings and thanks for all the gifts of creation. everything we need to live a good life here is on earth. For all the love around us, we gather our minds together as one and send our best words of greetings and thanks to the Creator. Now our minds are one.
We have now arrived at the place where we end our words. Of all the things we have named, it was not our intention to leave anything out. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one.
We acknowledge this land on which we are gathered. This land is the ancestral homeland of indigenous peoples, including the Anishinaabe, Council of Three Fires, Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi, and many other tribes that resided or migrated through this land for generations, including the Illinois, Miami, Sauk, Fox, Kickapoo, and Lakota. Round Meadow Village, one of the four main Potawatomi villages in what is now DuPage County, thrived along the east branch of the DuPage River within the present-day boundary of the Morton Arboretum. The area was a place for harvesting, hunting, and trade for the prairie band Potawatomi. It also provided seasonal shelter for other indigenous tribes. By the 1800s, non-indigenous settlers had encroached on the area, leading to decades of conflict and loss. On September 26, 1833, decimated by warfare, disease, and loss of territory, the Potawatomi ceded their remaining lands to the American government by signing the Treaty of Chicago. Today, the Chicago region is home to approximately 65,000 indigenous people, with more than 175 tribal nations represented. It is estimated that nearly 3,700 indigenous people live in DuPage County. Mindful of systemic injustice underpinning our use of this land, we are grateful to the land and for the opportunity to be and to celebrate here.
We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. We harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity.
Please join us in singing hymn number 1010, We Give Thanks.
Please join in saying the spoken affirmation of this congregation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
It is time to gather. I have a story today that will top off our month of thanksgiving and gratitude. And the story is The Secret of Saying Thanks by Douglas Wood. Perhaps you'd like to know a secret, one of the happiest secrets of all. You will surely find it for yourself one day if you haven't already. You'll discover it all on your own, maybe when you least expect it. You might discover the secret at dawn, a morning like all other mornings. The sun climbs over the edge of the earth and begins to fill the world with light and warmth. It touches your cheek with a golden ray, and you say softly, simply, thanks. Thank you, sun, for the gift of a new day, for all of its choices and challenges, for all the beauty that it brings. Or sometime perhaps you'll notice a flower as if for the very first time, and thank it and all of its bright brothers and sisters for the grace of their blossoms and the sweetness of their breath, for coloring our path and reminding you how easy it can be to smile. Or you might discover the secret when you find yourself under an old tree and grateful for cool shade on a hot day. Stay a while beneath its limbs, remembering they're the good and gentle gifts of the trees all over the earth. Forests to explore, leaves to sing in the breeze, and roots to hold the earth in place, and simple lessons in how to grow. One long day, you may stop to rest upon a rock, a silent stone that's been waiting age upon age for someone to come along and just say, thank you. Thank you, all stones and rocks and pebbles and hills and mountains. Thanks for your silence and patience, for standing still and not changing in a world so full of noise and speed and change. You may find the secret when you hear a bird sing and feel grateful for the gentle music of the skies, for flash of wing and brightness of feathers, for the good company of graceful creatures who dance upon the wind. And perhaps you'll remember to thank all creatures who swim or crawl or creep or burrow or climb or run. Creatures with fur or feathers, horns or hooves or scales or shells. They remind us of the mystery and beauty of all life, and they save us from the great loneliness here on our small blue planet, sailing among the stars. And stars themselves, tiny twinkling beams from far, far away, farther than you can even dream, that give just enough light for dreaming or wishing upon. Don't forget to thank them and the soft shining moon, the night sun that helps us find our way in the dark. Beneath the moon, the earth's waters are spread with silver, takes lakes and rivers, ponds and puddles, and streams and oceans. It is the waters that make the magic of life possible. Perhaps one day, taking a cool drink, or paddling a canoe, or swimming, or splashing in the sun, you will remember to say, thanks. Thank you, waters, for sweet drinks, for cool swims, and reflecting sunsets, and for all the gifts of life itself. Maybe you'll first find the secret in your own home, sitting around a table with people you love, giving thanks for food and the good earth that gave it, for the many hands that prepared it, and for the family to share it. Perhaps one day you'll feel the secret when someone is holding your hand or kissing away tears or hugging you close or reading you a story or tucking you into bed at night and reminding you to say your prayers. Or it might be in your bedtime prayer itself, as you say thanks for the sun and moon and stars and rocks and trees and flowers and waters and birds and animals and all those who love you and the love you feel for them. For here is the secret, if you've not already guessed it. We don't give thanks because we're happy. We are happy because we give thanks.
Please join in our song affirmation. Ours be the poems of all tongues, all things of loveliness and worth, all hearts, all ages, and all souls, one life, one beauty on the earth.
We hold each other in our hearts and minds with all our joys and all our sorrows. We share the joy of Joan Doyle, whose granddaughter Lucia Joan was born on Tuesday, November 24th. Joan reports that baby Lucia and her parents Annie and Tass are great, and Grandma Joan is over the moon. Even when the cares of the world weigh on us, may we find joy in our connections with each other and in the pleasures that life holds. Let us care for one another and for ourselves in all the ways we can. We remember those who are experiencing losses of various kinds and those facing health challenges. We are aware that many are faced with heightened difficulties presented by these times that continue to be challenging for all. As we hold each other in our hearts and minds with all our joys and all our sorrows, let's take a moment to be quiet together. These words are by W.E.B. Du Bois. Give us thankful hearts in this season of Thanksgiving. May we be thankful for health and strength, for sun and rain and peace. Let us seize the day and the opportunity and strive for that greatness of spirit that measures life not by its disappointments, but by its possibilities. Let us ever remember that true gratitude shows itself neither in independence nor satisfaction, but passes the gift joyfully on in larger and better form.
Each month, we share our offerings with an organization nominated by the congregation and selected by our community outreach team. This month, our special offering recipient is Holiday Meals on Wheels. Many seniors who live alone find it difficult to shop and prepare their own meals. Home-delivered meals are just one part of the three-part Meals on Wheels service. In addition to the meals, each senior receives a well-being check and, if needed, an emergency follow-up. For many seniors who live alone, the home-delivered meals and well-being check is sometimes the only contact they receive in a day. This makes the visit much more than just a meal. Donations to support the work of DuPage Unitarian Universalist Church and Holiday Meals on Wheels can be made through the church website. Contributions are given and received in a spirit of generosity and gratitude. Our reading is by Robert Mabry Das, entitled, When Giving Thanks Comes Hard. When giving thanks comes hard for you, and things are grim and hope runs thin, recall, despair's a door to pass on through, and not a home for living in. When thanksgiving fills your cup and those you love are all about, look at your blessings, count them up, and give back something to the world without.
It has been said that to be alive is to participate responsibly in the experience of life. When we think of responsibility, we might think first of the need to work hard and to share what we have. Those are responsibilities, and many of us take those responsibilities seriously and willingly. We have responsibilities to the people who share this life with us and to the earth that is our home. And it seems to me that those words from African-American Baptist minister Howard Thurman, to be alive is to participate responsibly in the experience of life, have another level of meaning. Part of the responsibility of living, part of our participation in the experience of life, is to participate not only responsibly, but responsively. To participate responsively is to be present in mind and heart to life's call upon us. Our responsibility is to pay attention, to notice. Our responsibility is to be aware of the gifts we are given simply by virtue of our existence. These gifts are gifts of grace. given for us to receive without our needing to earn them or deserve them. How do we respond? Whom do we thank for the gifts of grace that we receive? The universe, the giver, the gift itself? Yes, we thank all of those, not only with our words, but with our happiness. Part of our responsibility is to enjoy the gifts of life. The environmentalist and essayist Joseph Wood Crutch suggests that happiness is itself a kind of gratitude. Our responsibility is to pay attention. Paying attention also means that we are aware of injustice and inequality. We are aware that the Pilgrims and Indians version of Thanksgiving is problematic, not only historically inaccurate, but profoundly harmful. We are aware that many Indigenous people consider the fourth Thursday in November to be a day of mourning for the colonialism and genocide perpetrated in the name of manifest destiny. We are aware, as I note each Sunday as we acknowledge the cares of this community, that many are faced with heightened difficulties presented by these times that continue to be challenging for all. And yet we have a responsibility to pay attention to beauty, kindness, and love, to respond with beauty, kindness, and love wherever we can. Unitarian Universalist minister Robert Walsh wrote, "Some say we get what we deserve in life, but I don't believe it. We certainly don't deserve Bach. What have I done to deserve the second Brandenburg Concerto? I have not been kind enough. I have not done enough justice. I have not loved my neighbor or myself sufficiently. I have not praised the source of blessings enough to have earned a gift like this. Life is a gift we have not earned and for which we cannot pay. There is no necessity that there be a universe, no inevitability about a world moving toward life and then self-consciousness. There might have been nothing at all. Since we have not earned Bach or crocuses or lovers," Walsh wrote, "the best we can do is express our gratitude for the undeserved gifts and do our share of the work of creation. Sometimes things are grim and hope runs thin. There may be plenty of reason for despair, but there's plenty of reason for hope too. Not just that things will get better, but that we can help make things better, each in our own way, for one person or for many, through our own responsive actions, just as others are working to make things better too. We are in this life together. We are given the gift of participation in life and of companionship on life's journey. Our responsibility is to be responsive, to truly experience the gifts we are given, to hear and to answer the call to be agents of grace as well as recipients of grace. Let's be grateful anyway. We are called not only to build the common good, but also to make our own days glad." And our closing hymn is number 128, "For All That Is Our Life."
Which we are called to use to build the common good.
As we extinguish the chalice flame, these words by Charles Howe. May we go forth thankful for the life that sustains and renews us, and open to the grace that surrounds and surprises us. May we go forth with openness and with thanksgiving. And may we live our lives fully and creatively so that we may be a blessing to ourselves, to each other, and to all those whose lives we touch.